Yo, 51 Boardroom. What up, Pim?
Cinco Uno.
Let's go, bro. Let's go. Grab your cup. I got a different vantage point. I had to rock the flag. Fuck y'all if you ain't American or pro-American. Let's go.
I salute you, sir.
Salute.
What is it? Sequenta y uno. Sequenta y uno. Is that right?
Sequenta y uno. Write that. Where's nerdy, bro? Write that down. Yeah. Got the reservoir tip going.
Uno.
Boom. Got the reservoir tip. I'm ready for the blast off, bro.
Mucho español. Muy bien. Mucho. Yes. Sí.
Let's go.
El Theo Buster.
Bro. Sequenta y uno. De blast offo. Got the reservoir tip ready for the blast off. Let's go. Let's fucking run it. Shout out to everyone. Thanks for joining us. This is the 51st XRP Boardroom featuring
with the station of time to be waiting. Woo.
Yeah.
We got Tails on deck here. Boom. Hit them up. YouTube. Crypto Tails on YouTube. And yours truly, Berserker, otherwise known as Nitro. Let's go. How we doing, guys? How bananas is shit going right now?
Good, man.
Like, how bananas is shit going? Dude? Bro, soon. Soon.
Bro, Banana Republic, bro. That's why you got the flag.
Nutty, bro. Let's go. Let's have some semblance of, like, fucking normalcy shit, you know? Like, man, I was looking at Twitter the other day, and it was like yesterday. Espanol. There we go. Chris has issues.
Espanol, mucho Espanol,
I was looking at
Chris.
Mucho.
Bro, I was looking at Twitter. Bro, I was looking at Twitter, and Crypto Eddie was saying, I want to talk about this today, maybe a little later in the show. But Crypto Eddie was like, that's bullshit that XRP is only for the banks and not for retail. And I get what she's saying, but I think for the interim, I think it's only meant for the banks because they're fudding it so bad. If it was truly meant for retail, they would have been, you know what I'm saying?
I don't think it's,
maybe eventually.
It's naturally going to be used more for the banks. I don't think it's just for the banks, but if you're not in XRP now, you are going to be using just the service.
Yeah. Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
You're not going to be using it for any other reason besides the service where, you know, people
you won't
like
have
us
your
are going to use it for more things, but
you won't have your hands on you don't have your grubby little fingers on XRP itself. The masses, they won't actually be dealing with XRP itself once it's implemented. So it was crazy. Like, she was like, that's bullshit. It's only, you know, she quoted all the shit that we've been talking about for years. It's not meant for retail. It's not meant for the general public. It's only meant for the banks. It's a banker coin. That is all very fucking true. And whether or not it becomes eventually a public thing, it's like G, man. He says they'll be spending drops. So if people do have their hands on the coin, it'll be drops, dust, shit like that. If they're even transacting with XRP. So I'm not saying.
Yeah, they probably won't even be transacting with it, honestly.
Right, but she was like mad, bro. She was like, quit saying that, like on Twitter. Crypto Eddie. And like, shout out to Crypto Eddie, bro. She's like one of our top brass in the army, but like they've been fudding it. You can't ignore the fact that they FUD it and they suppress it on purpose to keep the masses out of this.
It's going to happen naturally. It's not like they're going to be like, oh, if you're a regular peasant, you can't use XR, you know. I don't think it's going to be like that. I just think it's naturally going to happen. But that's why I hit the hopium pipe, because that's how it's going to go to a fucking high price.
Yeah. What the fuck is Zerk wearing?
Exactly how.
It's the reservoir tip. I'm ready for the blast off. Let's go. Let's fucking
go. Your beanie needs a high tube, bro. That shit is limp, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can say $10,000 XRP and people can't fathom a regular person spending $10,000, but that's not why it's going to be $10,000. It will not be regular people buying a $10,000 XRP. It's going to be real money for real payments. And once real money comes in, they will fucking establish whatever the fucking price they want it to be.
Yeah, whatever price they need to move that money.
Amen. Yeah. We got fresh blood. Cali King 916. Let's go. Hello, Cali King. Let's go.
Shout out Cali King. What up?
Cali King. What was it? 916?
916, bro. That's our turf.
That's up north somewhere.
Oh, boy, man. Sacktown in the house.
That's Sacktown. Yeah. 916 is Sacktown, bro. Yeah.
Born and raised in 916.
The playground is where I spent most of my days, chilling out, laxing the rack-a-dabba-dee-be-dabba-doo. Too bad that guy's a fucking pedophile.
People outside of the school. I know, man. Damn.
You know what, though? Like, the way Puff Daddy's getting it.
Yeah.
Will Smith, you know, there are people busting Will Smith out. It tells me we're getting close, bro. You know, I just feel like, you know, everything, the SEC, all of it is going to happen all at the same time. It's going to be so much. I just feel like truth's about to come out so hard. And it's going to be a shock.
Yeah, man, I don't think people's ready for it, but I think we're definitely close, bro. I've been eating popcorn for the whole time.
23 goes, man. What if the Trump NFTs were on XRP? Win Moon. Let's go, bro. That's the thing. He don't need to do that, bro. Maybe he was told to do his NFT project on ETH to be furthermore fudding. You see what I'm saying? Because they got to keep it down to where the masses don't dump into this. We're right size, man. We're the pink dot. We're the crazy town that finally got the hang of this. Even though it's in plain sight, it's stupid as fuck to not see this. People just can't get past their emotions, bro. Emotions are strong. Was that coconuts for you?
Coconuts for you. That's new, right?
Build a that's fresh blood, bro. Look at the laser eye.
Coconuts for you. What's up, playa? Welcome.
Build a city for the XRP community, lower level. Build it, bro. Let's go. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's run it. You gonna stuff your bag?
I made
stuffed his bags. Go ahead.
I made a little bit of money, bro. Stuff in my bag. Yesterday, I was gonna try to pick up some SHX, and I went on Bitrue. I had moved some money over, so I'm like looking at like the top coins and stuff, and I saw this one Sats. I think it's like Ordinals or something like that is the name of it. But it was up like 40%. I'm like, damn, this thing is moving. So I'm like, well, let me see what's up, man. I'm gonna throw like 150 in there, see what it do, man. That thing hit 155%, bro. Damn, I was like, son. Damn, son. Like, I wish I would have put more money in.
Yeah. Did you get SHX after that, or?
Yeah, I doubled up the SHX bag. That was good to get, bro.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Hell yeah.
Apparently, that shit's working with what was it again?
Bitrue's stingy. Bitrue's stingy as fuck on SHX, bro. They, you know, ain't nobody coming out of their SHX. They like leave it up a considerable amount more than it's worth. You know,
man. Right now is a good price too, man. Like if you look at the all-time high, it's really looks like it's coming out of like a downtrend, a long downtrend.
Yeah, it's 100x. Well, it's probably a little under 100x, but I think It was a little over 100x when I bought it from all-time highs, under all-time highs. All-time high is 062, and it's 00068. So it's
no zeros, bro.
It's 90x roughly. Yeah.
Definitely money to be made on that one.
Be your own bank, nightly creams. Let's go, bro.
That's right.
Nightly creams, bro. That name is wild.
These names, bro. Amazeland. That's what the new one is. Coconuts is Amazeland. He's not fresh blood. He's fucking old blood.
Yeah, that
bro.
avatar is fire too.
That is fire. There you go. Boom. Earthworm Jim. Berserk. Earthworm Jim. Let's go. Whoa. 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 You ever played that shit? Whoa.
Yeah, that was crazy, bro.
Whoa.
I never played that.
Earthworm Jim, bro. This is shit back in the day.
Yo, Drake say lobster wallet for the SHX. I hear good things about lobster and I hear bad things, bro. I'm not sure how I feel about it. Anybody else got that?
I think lobster's just like maybe atomic. It's gooch.
I did have
traffic. Sorry.
I had it, and then I had to recover my account, and they're talking about sending me the password 24 hours, and I was like, okay, fuck it. I just went on BitTrue, man.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, Alan, I got mine on BitTrue.
Where are you holding your SHX?
I'm holding it on Decent. And if you do have a Decent, update that for the XLM network, because I ran into that problem. I was talking to Tony Baggs. Yeah, just click on XLM and blah, blah, blah. It didn't work. So I had to update my Decent, because I've had my Decent for a couple of years.
Oh, yeah. Bitmart is a good exchange too, lower level. Get some SHX on Bitmart.
Tree looks good. Uncle Fudbuster. Tree looks great,
Thank
bro.
you, sir.
Let's
happy holidays to everybody out there watching, man. Hope you guys enjoy the season. I hope you guys have a great holiday, happy new year and all that.
Yeah, they can make it greater for us, if XRP starts going here.
Let's boop it,
bro. Yeah.
Boop the season. 'Tis the season to boop. Let's go. Right, guy?
I'll boop you, man.
Out, bro.
I'll boop you.
Boop me, dude.
I'll boop you. Write that down.
Where the fuck are the kids? You want to let the kids in or what?
Yeah, let the kids in, man.
Let's let them in. Let's fucking run it. It's fucking running and gunning and bunning and a lot of
it's time, because LEET said it's time. Link. Drop it.
We knew it, bro. We were rambling too much.
Because LEET said so.
Yo, if you leave it to us three, bro, we'll talk the whole hour, bro.
The whole motherfucker. Hella easy, bro. That's what they don't get, bro. It's easy as shit. Easy as shit to talk, bro. Let's go. My shit looks like
Elizabeth,
bro.
You see Elizabeth Warren trying to put that crypto bill out?
She's on the list of the crypto clowns, bro. All the clowns that think they know crypto. Hello, sir.
Welcome, fellas.
Lieutenant. Let's go.
G'day, guys.
He's a white hat today. Let's go, bro. I got
Can I start by saying g'day, everyone?
G'day, mate.
G'day, mate.
Good day.
How's everyone in the chat? I'll tell you something, what I figured out. David Schwartz has told us the price is already set for XRP, $40,000 per one XRP, when he said he sold 40,000 ETH for $1.
There you go. I love it.
Okay.
Price is set at 40 grand.
That is the solar panel discussion.
Exactly. Yep. He's talking riddles. It's 40 grand for XRP.
Bro, he was holding a piece of Antarctica in his fucking hand when he went to Antarctica, bro. You don't get invited to Antarctica unless you're in the club. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're definitely doing some real deal shit to be going there.
He was holding the fucking iceberg, bro. Like
Jay Henry says bullish on SHX. I am too, man. I picked some up a few weeks ago.
I own Zero right now. Been wanting to get it. It's been one of the Blue Crew list coins of choice of all the ones that GDLT puts on his. That's about the only one that I've even considered buying. I'm just pretty much consolidated all utility. Few Hail Mary coins. Like I did buy some Luna just because I knew some of these meme coins were going to run. I did a little bit. I mean, I pumped a little bit last week. Some of these coins are just going to pump. We just like the 2021 bull run. So I got a few little, I call play money, really. If it doesn't do anything, oh well. But if it does, I mean, some of these gains were incredible last, bull run. So I got a few that have done me well and some that haven't. But pretty much consolidated most of my bag during the bear market into mostly utility for more safety than anything else. Got everything off the exchanges. We keep hearing David even warned about that, not your keys, not your crypto. So I'm getting kind of a little bit nervous about that one, that little tweet that he got, but at the same time I know that means it's go time. So we could have like a little, the cyber, all this little stuff that we had today, and this could be really it, man. It's kind of like all merging together.
I ran a little test. I ran a little test last week about linking my DeFi wallet to my Coinbase account to see about moving it fast, because I have a lot of it on that DeFi wallet. And I did it with Jesus token, and it was about a maybe 5-10 minute delay, but it did link to my DeFi wallet, so I don't have to keep my crypto on the Coinbase account, but I can still move it out of there real quick. Well, it was on Ease, so it wasn't real quick, but I did do it. So it works.
G'day, Steph.
Yeah, I see a lot of people in the chat talking about where they got their SHX. I'm surprised a lot of you guys have that token. Because it's not really people talk about it, but it's not really a really known token, but it is built on Stellar XLM, which already makes it a good project. And plus it has a lot of zeros, so I think the upside for that is pretty high. But yeah, you guys are on it, man, for sure.
Not that many zeros.
Chris says lobster is all good. Roger that, Chris. Thank you.
The thing is, XLM is going to run, we know, most of the retail. So, I mean, the amount of volume it's going to move across the chain is going to be incredible. Has half the supply of XRP. So, I mean, just the functionality of it together I think is going to be a winner. That's why I'm like, I haven't really gotten to the point to actually buying until now, just because I really wanted to buy it at its lowest point that I possibly can, and timing it correctly can never happen, but it just seems all line up. So I think I'm dumping some of my other stuff. I sold some of my Luna at the top pretty much, and V-Chain started pumping. That was another coin I've been holding for a year. Started to finally move up a little bit. Thinking about rolling some profits out of that into SHX. So
yeah, that's what I ended up doing when I got into that Sats token, because I had a lot of VThor. VThor went up like 70%. So I was like, let me take some of this and move it into something else. So yeah, that's what I ended up doing. And Sats had just dropped on Binance yesterday. So hella volume had came in for it. So I guess I hopped on at the right time. Yeah, the SHX is looking pretty sexy. 0.005.
What's your predict? What was the all-time high? Was it?
I think it was like 5-6 cent.
Yeah, see, that's a lot of up potential there,
man. Yeah,
0.062 is all-time high. So
yeah, 6 cent.
90x under
There's
all-time highs.
There's
Jay
100 billion.
A comment in there.
100 billion
Well,
stronghold,
True
only
that is.
6 billion in circulation.
So you were just showing
is
your.
connected to marijuana and AI, it says in the chat. That's why we're all into it.
So if they're going to token, well, it's been a cash business, but they've been really talking about not making it a cash business. What better way of doing it than to maybe potentially even blockchain tokenize it, like a sale could be on the blockchain.
what Ellie was just showing us was the XLM equivalent to SHX. So on your phone, it was XLM. So that's the actual price. Rye Guys is playing 406.
Well, no, it's 306.
Is it 3 zeros? Rye Guy, you fucked up,
3
bro.
0. But
What's wrong with you? Come on.
yeah, it's all right. Just
So
let
it's
it-
Yo,
not-
right now, if you
not-
put $100 in SHX, you can get 147,000, and every cent that it goes back up is $1,000. If it hits 6,000 or 6 cent, that's 6,000. Well, it'll be more because you have like one and a half, so it'll probably be like a little bit more than that. But that's super gains,
it'd be-
man, for the cheap.
It'd be 6% of the tokens you have.
I might just take my Jesus products and put it.
You rogue Stephanie, something about Jesus. You didn't hear
Yeah,
me.
for $1,000 you can get 1.4 million stronghold.
For
Yep.
$1,000.
Add them zeros, man. That's all profits.
That's a good. That'd be a good challenge.
So he goes,
You
yep,
got
my
that.
bad. 0000680. That's SHX right now. And its all-time high was 6 cents, which is 2 zeros up.
Yeah, just losing those zeros, you're gaining so much money.
So
You lose
much,
2
bro.
zeros and you win 100x.
Mhm.
Drop off 2 zeros, 100x, and yeah.
Invest 1,000, you
We'll
got
see.
100 grand.
I'm
We
ready
got
to
Chris,
sub-
Big Bala, Shot Kala. I bought 100 trillion SHX back when Lobster came out. Chris is a fucking
Super
madman.
well.
Super well, bro. Chris
There's
doesn't.
only
Chris won't-
100 billion. There's only
Chris won't-
100 billion stronghold.
Right.
Chris
won't- it's
doesn't
probably
have
a
issues
billion.
at all.
Yeah, he won't have issues very soon here.
Put it in the chat. 0.0000006.
Right there, bro. Trip zero. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 zeros. That's when Chris bought.
100 billion, exact same as XRP.
And there's only
That's crazy.
Sean
So
Bennett was
basically,
working at Ripple.
So it can
we
hit
bought all of
XRP
ours
prices,
from
basically.
Chris.
Chris
Thanks
is just
for
kidding. He's
thanks for
just
letting me
kidding.
buy some SHX, Chris. I appreciate you, brother.
Thanks for leaving us some, bro. We appreciate that so much.
You left
Blue
me
Crew.
a couple million, brother. I
You
appreciate
know what we
it.
want for Christmas?
And get GBEX. You have to get GBEX.
Yeah, you gotta have G-Bags.
Yeah, get that
Got
G back,
feedback
that
too,
Globians.
man. Yeah.
Guys, the links in the
Yeah,
chat.
yeah.
We got room for fucking 5 more. Let's fucking go. The hell's wrong with you people?
Some good comments in the chats tonight, too.
Right? You guys like to chat in the chat.
Velo's
You guys don't
another
to
one,
chat in
too.
person.
Velo's another one too.
And there's the QR code up in the corner for donating a coffee.
Get it
Don't-
while it's hot.
Everyone that did it
Anybody-
last week, man. Ellie,
If anybody
appreciate
would
you,
like
brother.
to donate.
Right. SHX knowledge goes to GDLT. Here's our QR code. Thanks for donating, guys. It helps support the channel. There we go. We got some balls on screen. DJ Jazzy XRP. Thank you, sir, for displaying
Jazzy, what up, bro?
displaying your
Sean?
balls.
What up,
Let's
player?
go.
111
Hello, bro.
watching right now. 111. That's a good number. Let's call
So,
that out.
so I hopped on here real quick. I'm in the middle of something, but I wanted to hop on real quick. So, Stronghold, where's the best place to buy it? The most seamless place to buy it.
Right.
I deposited Stellar XLM on Lobster, swapped it, and moved it to Decent.
Okay. Got
So
it.
on board some XLM into your Lobster wallet and then swap it.
And swap it over
Okay, 'cause-
for
If you have
Stronghold.
BitTrue, you could do it on BitTrue. BitTrue is
Don't
probably
have
the easiest
BitTrue.
for old OGs. I've been using
Okay,
BitTrue
yeah, I
for
still
years.
Actually,
Okay.
if you have somewhere to swap it, you're better off swapping it because BitTrue, they know you want it, bro. They're not selling it. They're selling it higher than it's going for. So if you can swap it somewhere, you'll make out.
No, I got
better.
a Lobster too. I
Right,
got a
but
Lobster
nobody
wallet.
jumped. Nobody jumped on that lobster train. Like there's some people that did, but other people just stayed the fuck away from lobster. So
Mm-hmm.
what?
No, I got a
so-
Lobster wallet. I never funded it. I just never funded it.
Also, what's rare is that the only people I've ever heard talk about really about SafePal, which is swappable, which is Binance, is you get a stronghold on SafePal swap, but that's through Binance, and so you have to have a SafePal wallet or hot wallet to swap it on there. But that's the thing about these swaps, bro. A lot of these like hot wallets, they're working in conjunction with an exchange. So,
and I could have did that. I probably should have, but I need to show send some love.
The one thing that I'm appreciating right now is that since FTX is out of the picture and they're not running all these projects, I think that's how Stronghold, crashed on everybody when they got a node and this, that, and the third was strictly because of SBF.
Shout out to Bagman. We got his music in the background. Let's go. XRP Bags goes swap it like it's hot. Swap it like it's hot.
Swap it like it's hot.
Swap it like it's hot. Swap it like it's hot.
Thanks for answering the question.
When that FUD try to get at you, swap it like it's hard.
Hell yeah.
When the SHX
Wait, hold up, time out. Tails, you need to remix that whole song. No, you need to remix that whole song. When the FUD's trying to get at you. Oh yeah.
When the FUD's trying to get at Oh shit.
Gonna give it.
Set it up, Bags.
We got fucking bank robber nerdy, bro. Let's go. You better better not be a GIMP mask, bro. That ain't no GIMP mask. That's a bank robber mask.
That's that shiesty, bro. He look like he about to go run up in the crib. Somebody.
Let's go, bro.
Hey, Tails, you do the lyrics and let Bax do the music, and he'll freak it a little bit so it passes copyright muster. Yeah, y'all, that needs to happen.
Make it happen, bro. We got it.
Yep.
All right.
So what we doing? What's the news today? Because like yesterday they were fucking cyber attacking us. What happened? I heard Rumble got fucked.
Yeah, I heard cyber attacks, but I didn't hear nothing else from it.
Yeah, what? What the fuck are you doing? Mainstream media, bullshit ass MSM.
Yeah, I'm talking about. China's doing some hacking. Okay.
And it made the rounds.
That's it.
Yeah, hacking Hawaiian water supply.
Oh yeah, it said water. Energy.
Yep.
Basically, like main, and
nothing came of it.
But nothing. Yeah.
That was a while back. It didn't happen yesterday.
Why do you push these fucking stories out that are just bullshit?
Never mind.
Yeah, bro. Mind control, bro.
Organization that's trying to push these narratives to scare people. I'm not saying it's not going to happen or it didn't happen, but what I'm saying is it's a narrative.
Yeah, because at the same time, Biden's information is coming out. No, nobody want to talk about that shit.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
So I got a piece of news. I got a piece of news for you guys. Go ahead.
Real quick. They're saying China's doing all this cyber attacking, yet they let the main guy in San Francisco last month.
Right.
Yeah.
I got a bit of news whenever everybody's done.
Shut the fuck up, Sean. Just share it, bro. Just talk.
Okay. So check it out. So do you guys remember when ICE, Intercontinental Exchange, opened up another company called BACT, B-A-K-K-T, and Jeffrey Sprecher, who runs ICE, his wife is Kelly Loeffler. She was a senator for the state of Georgia. They opened up BACT. The offices are in Atlanta. When they went public,
that's that Bitcoin company, right?
No.
BACT.
BACT is a company that wants to do custody for digital assets the way ICE, which runs the New York Stock Exchange, basically does custody for, well, not custody, but is the trading platform for the New York Stock Exchange. So BACT is going to be the trading platform for crypto. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but BACT is linked to like the world's money. That's why they're doing it with the
correct. But here's the deal: is they went public. They went public a while ago, and it went to $10 a share, went all the way up to $40, and right now the price per share is $1.50. And they're not, at least on the public side, they're not trading any crypto. They're just a platform. So there was a rush to get it out there with no business to do. So
Well, I think
I
it's
was
because now there's major players like banks and stuff that's trying to get the custody now. So I think that was like the first idea, and then once banks started getting in, they were like, "All right, let's drop that shit." We already got
right.
BlackRock, the biggest asset holder out here. You know, we got Fidelity and all these different places trying to get their ETFs, which I saw
Correct.
news that all of them met with the SEC this week. So sounds like they're all working
Yes.
on some.
Fuck all of them.
Yeah,
So
some
the reason why
regulations.
I'm bringing this news, the reason why I'm bringing this news
Some
up is because at $1.50 a share, it might be something to look at, something to research, so just to let the crowd know. Go ahead, Ellie.
Some regulations need to come in so the banks can custody the digital assets.
Yeah, well, the banks are like. Sorry, Ellie, I didn't mean to step on you. The banks have already got their custody lined up. I mean, that's what Medico and this new other acquisition is for. I mean, they really just been waiting on these two things. We got it now, and I mean, it's a point of we need a break of the system to actually push everybody into it, in my opinion.
Yep.
Getting that kind of now. We're seeing the narrative force fed to us every day in the mainstream media, and it's just going to come to the point to where we really need regulations, but it may be a break first before we actually get it. I mean, they drag your feet all the time. Regulations take forever, but if we get a break, that could be the one catalyst to push regulations in really fast and just get it done really, really fast. That's what I think is going to happen.
So
But,
my point is not, like Alan said, Medico as custody, Polyson as custody, but where's the mainstream Wall Street trading platform? The only one that's poised to do that, because BlackRock will have a trading platform, but it'll be for institutional investors and the major Wall Street players. Who's going to do the E-Trade side of it? It'll be something like that.
XTC.
And they're,
Yeah, XDC, exactly. Go nerdy, tell
and
them.
their stock is really cheap. So just a thought.
We got Olaf on screen. What's up, Big Pimpin' with the snowman? Let's go, bro.
Merry Christmas.
Tis the
What's going
season.
on?
That's
Yeah.
a loaded snowman. His eyes low as hell.
Yeah.
As a blazing snowman.
From glitches to riches. Let's go. And that's the thing. That's that Crypto Eddie thing I was talking about earlier. It's like not everything is fucking on paper. It's like that. Okay, so it's like that college bank speech shit. If you can't fucking find it on some news article somewhere, whether or not it's alt news or mainstream media, if you can't find it on some sort of white paper somewhere, it must not exist. And that's what that's what I'm saying. I try to push it. Like Crypto Eddie is pointing out strong points. I'm not hating on Crypto Eddie at all. But what I'm saying is right now, it's not meant for the fucking public. Eventually, ZERPs will be, in addition to XTC and XLM and Stronghold and this whole basket of fucking currencies. But the nucleus is what, Uncle Buster? It's fucking ZERPs. And they're keeping the fucking masses out of it. They're doing it on purpose. And nobody knows what the fuck XRP is. They're so fucking mixed up right now. Even the red pill motherfuckers, even the ones that are into MAGA, the fucking MAGA crowd. The MAGA crowd thinks it's the fucking Zim, the Renminbi, or whatever the fuck else. They think it's the fucking dinar. They think it's all this other shit. Fuck your revaluation of currency. What the main revaluation of currency is digital assets. And that's what's going to run.
Yeah. I know somebody who purchases like actual dollar notes of different currencies, expecting it to like reevaluate and become millionaires. And I'm like, bro, like, why don't you just do that in digital form, bro?
We have to talk about this. We need to talk about this.
Ahead.
We need to address this.
Address it, bro, because I'm
There's
frustrated that people are fucking arguing about this.
Garbage that's being
like
spewed
denying
around on that side, bro. It's so ridiculous.
It's like,
There's so
dude,
much people just like, oh, buy this, buy that, freaking invest in my bullshit ass IRA and fucking.
That's the biggest fucking thing. I agree. Sorry about that, but it's denying
vitamin powder. It's fucking garbage.
It's denying the FUD that has happened that we've had to fucking emotionally struggle with. What us XRP heads have had to emotionally struggle with is the fucking massive amounts of big giant news come out, all the partnerships, all the fucking white papers, everything, just to have a fucking 50 cent, 40 cent, 60 cent, even if 70, 80 cent XRP below $1. We've had to deal with all this fucking FUD. And then you got someone who's coming out and it's not just somebody. A lot of people struggle with this. That it's not meant for the public. It isn't fucking meant for the public. Not right now. But there will be a point. Yeah, the public will be aware of it, but they're not. It's deliberately fucking suppressed for a reason.
Yeah. This is the time for the public to move. If you want a chance, you ain't. But it is, it is right. I don't know why she's mad about it. I don't think it's like the public won't be able to use it. It's just if they use it, they're going to be using the service. Like, that's how I feel about it.
I think there's a misunderstanding because it's like, all right, it'll come to a point, I believe, where I'll be able. Okay, this is where I believe where the middle ground is of this whole conversation. I believe at some point in time, there's going to come a moment in time where people will be priced out, and it'll just be institution to institution, government, blah blah blah. And maybe this is the point of the argument of the whole thing of the non for retail argument. But the thing is that I don't believe this whole non for retail argument. I believe that this whole, like, everyone will be able to buy all these cryptocurrencies 10, 5, 15 years from now. The market will still look the same, maybe a little bit different, maybe a little arranged with utility coins, but it's going to look like the same thing. The only problem in this whole situation of how we have everything set up is regulations of what is legit and what is not legit. But besides that, I don't believe anything else is going to change. We're only just going to get more clarity, and things are going to just get better, and more people are going to like adopt it into it. Like Pudgy Penguins, shout out to Pudgy Penguins doing big things. Bro went from an NFT to selling a toy into Walmart, and now to talking about like a ETF with Pudgy Penguins and stuff like that. Like that's the goal of all of this right there. Nothing changed, but Pudgy Penguins freaking excelled, right? Like everyone's saying, oh, blah blah blah, but look what happened with Pudgy Penguins. Like that's exactly what the whole goal was. All of this was, right? So it's possible. Everything is possible. Everything is there. Just the regulation portion is there. I believe XTC will still be available. Quant, everything, all these coins, XRP, they all still will be available. They'll just be at a really high price. Like you can buy Bitcoin right now, but you can only buy in fractions. It'll be the same thing. But,
well, let me show it. Let me show it to you.
People just buy fractions.
This is Crypto Eddie's tweet right here. It says XRP is for retail. Fact: in 2018, Ripple created X Spring, now Ripple X Dev, to jumpstart all types of use cases for XRP. Quote, in the long run, the most effective way to prove out what we're doing is to see this real world organic development. End quote. Exactly. Then it says, then she fucking screams at everybody and says, stop with XRP is only for banks.
She's saying nothing wrong.
No. What I'm saying is, are we on the same page?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm saying, what the fuck I'm saying is that's bullshit, because we've had fucking 12 years of FUD where it's not the right coin. Mainstream media is like the only stuff that she's talking about. She's using, for example, is a quote for Brad Garlinghouse. Yeah, he goes on these financial things, does his interviews, but that doesn't lock into people's heads. What's actually working in the public is suppressing XRP. Nobody knows about it. Nobody knows what it's for. You have to go hunting. You have to know what the fuck it's for to even see Brad Garlinghouse talk about organic growth. It's not organic growth. If they went full-on fucking PR mode and full-on advertise the shit out of it like they did with the fucking Bored Ape Yacht Club and all the other ETH projects and FTX and all that, they could easily push XRP to the masses right now. Problem is they don't want the masses to have it. That's one of our saving graces as being somebody in this.
So,
but
okay,
we can't help. No, hold on. We can't help but tell everybody about it because we want motherfuckers like us to get the fuck out, them and their family to get out of poverty. And this is the ticket. Sorry, go ahead.
And then that's what I was gonna say. Like, I think everyone's saying the same thing. Honestly,
are they though? Because
everyone's agreeing. I think everyone's agreeing on the same thing. They're just like they're understanding differently, right? Because
understanding differently, but that's a big ass point though. If you understand it differently, and you don't see what I see, is that's like the two different massive. Might as well be fucking white and black. Might as well be on and off.
I think people are saying that. Like, I believe like we're preaching to the choir. Like everyone's saying the same shit, right? Because it's like I understand your point of view, where it's like it's not for like regular folks because banks and institutions use it for cross-border payments. I understand that part, but that part happens regardless. Like that doesn't matter on anything. That just happens. Right?
Yes, I agree. See, that's where I agree with the whole XRP will eventually be for retail. That's fine. But the key word is eventually. They don't want it for retail now. They don't want the fucking public into this. That's why we're so bullish. That's part of the reason why we're bullish. There's lots of other proofs.
Yeah, but that just goes back into the whole Bitcoin argument where it's like people are buying fractions. That's the argument right there. It's like, okay, like, so-and-so is going to use it XYZ, but we don't have to worry about nothing. The price will go up and we're holding on to it. And as the price goes up, we get richer and then adoption happens and everything goes on, so on and so forth. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I believe we're all on the same page.
But we're getting screamed at by fucking Crypto Eddie to stop saying that it's a banker's coin, because right now it's a fucking banker's coin.
But it's not a banker's coin.
But it is a fucking banker's coin because the public's not allowed. The PSYOP to hide XRP from the public in plain sight is going on actively right now.
I know, but you need it to buy music on like NFT Tempo or shit like that, right? Or like you need to buy NFT. So it's not really like for the banks. I mean, we're using it for other shit.
Wait,
yeah, but that's dumb shit reasons. Those are dumb shit.
I know, but we're still using it for it though.
Real quick.
That's
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Before you go, Alan, Joe Schmo, I got your coffee, brother. Thank you.
Joe Schmo.
Go ahead, Alan.
So the other, other end of this page is there's always going to be competition, and you can't have one coin that's going to do it all. That's been always my thought pattern on this. That's why I invest in XLM and XDC and HBAR and other good utility assets, because they all really are designed to do certain things. Otherwise, there would have been really no fork of the XRP and there would have been no XLM. If they were only going to do it all, why would you have another? There's always going to be competition. That's exactly why. Plus, yes, they can all have its use case, XDC, like going back to Sean's thing, XDC is going to be tokenizing the stock market and a host of other things. XDC is already on the NASDAQ, so
I think I'm understanding the dynamic.
What does that have to do with what we were talking about? What I'm talking about is whether or not Crypto Eddie should be yelling at the XRP army, because she's top brass XRP army. Why is she fucking yelling at us to drop the narrative of it's not for retail? Because I firmly believe it's not for retail because of their FUD. You're saying that there's other coins that are going to be doing other things. So
yeah,
I agree
with you. I don't believe. I'm sorry.
I don't think they want it for retail. I don't think they want it for retail. I think they want it for banks. The retail runs crypto right now speculatively. That's what it is,
Yeah,
but she's not saying anything wrong though.
It's not wrong, but she is, because she's telling us to get rid of a certain narrative. They're both true. Both narratives are. It's for the banks now, before they knock the public FUD off. And then once the public FUD's knocked and the price is fucking skyrocketed and the public's missed the fucking golden ticket, the train, then it'll be for retail. So we're both correct.
Okay, but here's the dynamic. We're looking at something as money, as like currency. It's not. It's an asset to a protocol. Right, so that's like the confusing dynamic here. It's like we're looking at something as money. It's not money. I mean, it can be identified as money for what it does, but it's not. But it's a token that you need it to run for this protocol, right? So you can use it for different shit, but you still need that asset to access that protocol. You get what I'm saying?
Not really. I don't understand how it folds into what we're talking about, like whether or not it'll be used for retail or not.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, it doesn't matter.
So
I know it doesn't matter. What I'm irritated about is that Eddie's telling us to stop saying it's only meant for retail, or it's not meant for retail. Sorry,
but I mean, I was arguing with the Bitcoiners in 2018. Man, you're buying that bank coin? Fuck yeah, another $1,000 worth, motherfucker.
Yeah, motherfucker.
You call whatever the hell you want.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
Hey,
but the whole thing is the service really hasn't even. We could use the coin, but the service really hasn't dropped yet. People are going to be using the service of whether you go to Western Union, some coin's going to be sending that money off. You know what I'm saying? So people are going to be using it. Maybe they don't realize they're using it, but
Network.
you know, I don't see what the big deal is. Why I don't understand why she'd be mad that people are calling it a banker's coin, but that's why she's going to be dummy rich.
You're right.
So I mean, I don't see.
She's been sent an email. She's been sent an email for us to not believe it's a banker's coin, and it is.
It says it will. Well, the quote that she's citing, it says "in the long run." So that's really what it is. We're both correct. She's correct as well, quoting that. But the key word is the devil's in the details. The details is in the long run. Yeah, people will be using it, but they won't even be aware of it. Yeah. So you see what I'm saying? I'm micro focusing on something. I apologize, guys. You know what I mean?
Well, they might be. You know, who knows?
Yeah.
But
she's in Japan. And Japan said all banks will be using XRP 2025, and she's there. So it's banker's coin.
Amen, bro. She's in the most bullish country for XRP right now.
And he's what, 10% owner in Ripple?
Yeah, exactly. I sent her an email. Throw him off. Tell him it's not a banker's coin.
I'm just tired of American sheep. I'm tired of my countrymen not fucking seeing this through the trees. They don't see any of this shit. Go ahead. Do it.
I have a confession. I was looking into Solana, and I think I got bit by the Solana bug because I'm kind of bullish on Solana.
You FOMO into Sol, bro?
I'm kind of bullish on Solana, bro.
I can never sell my soul.
That shit's hella fast.
You buying green candles.
Bro, no, I'm not buying green candles. I'm just saying, have you used the network, though? Like, that shit's hella fast.
GDLT be
that shit is fast, though. I've used it before. It's fast.
For sure. 90 times, though. That's the thing. So you could be really fast, but if you got a lot of failures, that's going to be a problem in the future for, people onboarding it.
I understand that why Circle went with Solana instead of Stellar. That's all I'm going to say.
I mean, a hooker is fast, but is that the best choice? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Is it best for the long run? Look at AOL. They thought that was the best, fast and did a lot of things and whatever, and it didn't make it. I mean, innovation is good. And I'm not saying any coin in particular, but really it's going to boil down to what has had really the least amount of
hold
failure.
on. What do you mean you can't fix stupid motherfucker? Rendered is partner with Solana.
Grow some balls. Get on here at 111307B, whatever the fuck.
Why would Render?
Nah, to keep it 100 though.
Droid reference.
Get out of here with that.
Everybody calm down.
To keep it 100. To keep it 100 though, Solana's a good project. I gotta agree with them. I mean, besides the fact that it had downtime, which it's technology, it has to get through the bugs. Nothing's perfect when you first build it.
Render too.
But Circle and USDC is also run on Solana. Solana has a lot of partners, and they're gonna do well, I think, also. Plus, just the fact that it has a low supply, it automatically allows hella gains.
That's what I'm saying.
We're all going to win on multiple fronts. I agree. Sorry, go ahead, Ellie.
Who cares?
I don't trust Solana. Ever since last year, there was a video on YouTube where all those Solana billionaires were laughing their heads off. They're going to rug pull everything.
Like, don't be a maxi. Don't be an idiot. The stupidest thing you can do is be an idiot or be a maxi of some stupid.
Well, I don't think any of us are fucking idiots in terms of like success. That's
I'm not talking about you guys. I'm just saying in general. Just don't do that. Yeah. It's foul.
Yeah.
You're limiting yourself.
It's just flavors. It's flavors of winning.
There's so much sick shit out there.
It's like, all right, do you want to pay $100 for a Solana or whatever price it's at, right? Or do you want to spend, that same amount? You're going to get one Solana in a fat bag of SHX. It's just depending on how you want to invest. And there's multiple ways of doing it, and you can't say one way is the wrong way or not. It's good to diversify and all that too. So. It just different strokes for different folks. You feel me?
That's a real live picture of Ellie putting his balls in a wheelbarrow.
You're stroking different.
Big old balls.
I gotta write that one down. People got different strokes. Different strokes for different folks.
Yeah, but you got Shuja, Kimya, I remember talking shit last time. You were talking shit, but you go, but you can make lots of money with Sol, and I agree with you. So it's not that like, thank God we're not all crazy on the same fucking day. You know what I mean? Like, you could go ahead, buy your Sol. That's good, but maybe have a bag of fucking Zerps. You know, maybe have a bag of XTC, XLM,
I mean, I
all
got
the
those
other good
too.
shit.
I mean, I got all that. You know what I
But
mean?
that's the thing. That's why everything's debatable, bro. Because you could go, yeah, everything's debatable. You could go, you could talk all the good shit you want about SHX, but the reality of the SHX is that most of us have bags of XRP that are our primary, and then our secondary fun bags, like the ones that Ellie's putting in his wheelbarrow. We're putting them fun bags in fucking SHX and Sol, and because we have a little bit of extra. But like, honestly, the main nuclei of this whole entire motherfucker is the suppressed, lied about, non-price action, crazy ass good news digital asset called XRP. That's not a security.
I mean, can I be honest? I'm not just bullish on XRP. Like, I'm bullish on DAG. I'm so bullish on Constellation Network. Like, so fucking bullish on Constellation Network. Like,
right, but when you say so fucking bullish, does that mean you're equally as bullish as XRP?
That's going to be United States Defense Network is freaking DAG.
Right,
like,
but what I'm saying, I know, nerdy,
bullish.
I love you. I know, bro. But what I'm saying is, when you're saying you're super bullish, it may be construed or interpreted from the chat.
Casper, IPWE, all these patents coming out of the cut.
Shut the fuck up, nerdy. Listen, what I'm saying, you're super fucking nerdy about. You're super nerdy. You're super bullish about these fucking assets. But are you equally bullish with those assets as you are XRP?
Yes.
I know it's the first rule of Fight Club. Don't talk about Fight Club. Don't talk about your bags.
Because they all connect. They all interlink.
They all interlink. And so if you can find your own personal, I'm talking to the chat now. If you can find your own shit, especially if you're new, you find your own personal delineation of what percentage of what are you going to do. It's all your own personal shit. It's never financial advice, but it's one of those things where probably all these coins that we talk about are going to be fucking life-changing. So how do you explain that to the newbie who's like, oh, fuck, nerdy's super bullish on DAG, and he shoves all his fucking life savings into DAG?
Well,
do you want to be responsible for that?
Who's responsible for that? Is that my mistake?
I didn't say you said that. I'm trying to fucking illustrate how these motherfuckers interpret this shit.
I'm nobody's dad.
And even
this is not financial advice.
This is not legendary
advice. This is not financial advice. Get your own bags. Do your own research.
Yep. Legendary said, Garlinghouse said 99% of the coins are going to go away. But when he said that, there was only like 10,000 coins at that time.
And he said all boats will float too. So
now there's 2 million coins. Last time we looked, I didn't even know there's that many coins, but we're at like 99.9% are going bye-bye. But I'm not going to debate on Solana. I think if you have anything in the cluster, you're probably super good, man.
Bro, those NFT I forgot.
My personal opinion is I'm heavy XRP because that's what I believe.
Yeah,
is the dead ass center, in my opinion.
When the world is in that bag, what you got in that bag, I don't really care what people got in their bag. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as you got a bag, you better off than most people in the world anyway.
Don't get me wrong.
Honestly.
Until I die. You feel me? Don't get me wrong.
Circle's also involved with Stellar. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Shout out Notorious. Love you, bro. Love you.
What did he say?
Thank you. He said Circle's also involved with Stellar.
Yeah.
And you guys were talking about Circle was involved with Sol or something like that?
Yeah.
They're all fucking intermingled.
Yeah.
And Circle,
USDC partner with like 5 to 10 projects.
All Circle goes to the billionaire. What's the billionaire's name?
That's Berkshire Hathaway.
He talks shit about Bitcoin, but the fucker bought Polynex, a whole fucking exchange. Like, they're all full of shit, bro. Straight up. They're full of dog
Warren
shit.
Buffett bought
Buffett, yeah.
Trying to fudge you out your bag.
Hey, Polygon is doing some big things.
Bro.
I like Polygon.
Thanks for letting me ramble, guys. I just get fucking bent out of shape when it's like, it's all correct. All of us are right.
I'm just saying, like, do your research.
Yeah. But I had to make it
It's the
hardcore.
fact that they don't want you a part of it is what is the messed up part. Because we can tell you all these good projects and all these good things to do and invest in, and they still don't want you to know any of it.
I think that's the wrong narrative. I think people just don't want to know.
You think so?
I think people are just too goddamn lazy.
Are you trying to be the fucking AMM or not AMM?
So you're trying to tell me if you showed somebody you made $50,000 in crypto, they're not going to buy it?
I will be the Sophie German of the chat. I don't care.
They are genius.
They have to see it to believe it.
I think people are just stupid and they don't want to know. I think people are too comfortable with their life. You can't blame that on anybody. It's open source, just there.
You blame it on the fucking machine.
How are you gonna say, "Oh, they don't want"?
You blame it on the machine, bro.
Narrative. I think that's retarded. That's my personal view. Not to offend anybody, but that's my personal view. But I think that's a stupid ass narrative.
All right, Roger that. Roger that. Yeah. Nerdy fucking doesn't. No, there's no excuses for you.
Yeah, there's no excuses.
Dude, honestly, I believe that there's a deliberate psyop operation to keep the public out of.
Whose fault is that for falling for it?
It's not even really a fault. I think it's just how they've primed us. And when I say they, who's they, Berserker? I mean the motherfuckers that control the idiot box.
I'm just saying.
I mean, just think about it like this, bro. Like you have a different perspective. Look, you got a different perspective because you've been in crypto. You know how it works. But people who don't know, have no idea about crypto at all, or barely heard of it, don't know how to buy it. Don't even know where to even go to buy it. So I don't think it's the fact that they don't want to know about it. I think it's the fact that they don't know about it, or they don't know a lot about it, and they don't have any will to learn about it. But it's not that they don't. It's not that like people wouldn't want to if they had the choice or the opportunity to.
My counter argument to that is that if you download Coinbase, they teach you how to do everything that you just said.
But if they don't know about Coinbase, then how are they gonna know?
Well, can I
Google it. When you're done? If you Google how to get into crypto, what pops up? Coinbase and MetaMask. And that's
you do realize 100%. They've been dumbing down society for like the last 50 years.
I'm just saying.
Fluoride is like one of the first things that makes the brain docile.
And they're counting on that.
Dumber.
Amen, Father Allen. They're counting on that. They dumbed us the fuck down.
Yes, it calcifies the pineal gland. But anyway, we can go a long debate on that. I just believe that we are being predicted programs since childhood, and we're at this point now that we're just accepting everything just about. As a society, for the most of us collective, we're woken up. We're aware that there's something going on that just ain't right. Something just ain't right. And
Dre said that Coinbase is the new Fed. I said that Bitcoin has been the Fed the whole time, but no one said nothing about that. So who cares?
I love the fact that we all have difference of opinion and we can share it and grow as a community. Because I mean, you take a little bit from everything, and that's really what we're here for. We're here to learn and grow and keep our brains together and not stress out to the max when we're watching this crypto we know is suppressed to the max.
I love this, dude. Like, I love the little fucking underhanded quips from like fucking Pay Me and Alan and dude. I'm just fucking passionate, and tonight I'm trying to start a fire. And you guys are like, we don't need to be that crazy. I love you guys are roundaboutly telling me to shut the fuck up.
Bro, you know why I'm so passionate? Pudgy Penguins. Pudgy Penguins is the reason why I'm so passionate. If Pudgy Penguins can make a freaking picture and turn it into a cartoon and then turn it into a stuffed animal and now about to turn it into a freaking ETF, how come no one else is more passionate and bullish on that shit? That is so fucking bullish.
Write that down, nerdy. Write that down with your carrot nose.
It's a whole new asset class, and they're proving to be the most successful project in the whole goddamn industry, and people need to put some respect on it. That's all I'm saying. Respect the penguin.
Nerdy's just a troll. I love it, bro. You're a passionate troll like me. Let's go.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful how they fudded everyone out last year with, advertisement during Super Bowl. Crypto with all the famous people, and then FTX happens and everybody's scared to buy crypto now.
Listen
Well,
up,
that was
people.
like two. That was
Ellie's
two
on it.
Super Bowls ago, and then FTX happened, and then they didn't. They was like, we're not showing any crypto no
Wasn't
more.
one. Yeah, there wasn't.
There
one.
wasn't one
But
last year.
Even the FTX, it's all part of the. It's part of the fear, man, because I mean, FTX was shield everywhere, baseball umpires, baseball stadiums, and that made me
Yeah,
think
but
it
that's
was
the
legit.
narrative,
I'm
bro.
like, look at this, yeah, and that's
That's the narrative,
that's
bro.
why-
They want people to know about crypto, but they don't want you to have it. They just want you to know about it, so when it's implemented, you knew, you just didn't take advantage of it.
Can I bring the middle ground again? Okay, this is the reason why. The reason why is because you can know about it and you can dump your money into it, or you can know about it and then build your own corporation with like two motherfuckers, right? So it's like you can know about it and be a customer, but you can't know about it and be like an enterprise corporate owner, right? You can't be an entrepreneur, but you can be a customer. So I think that's where like this is like lingering around the conversation.
But I think I mean, you're both right. The apparatus is pushing down on them. They have to jump the fence of fear, and I mean, most people are like, isn't it volatile though? But do you know how high price this shit's gonna be when it's stable as fuck? When this shit is steady as hell, steadier than dollars, any country's money, it's gonna be steady as hell, and everybody that's not in is gonna be using it for something totally different than what we'd use it for. So,
Okay.
you know, you could, but at the same time, like Marvin Davis, I just showed a group of folks some digits, none of them bought. Yeah. But everybody has people that they personally like. I had an inner circle, none of them really pulled the trigger. Now there's 126 people here watching. It's crazy, but everybody has people that they've been in contact with, and you're going to be the first one they call when they realize, right? Because you're messing with the consciousness game. You're not going to make somebody go 4 or 5 levels up of consciousness when they're not even in the realm of crypto. You know what I'm saying? You're a certain level of consciousness, and that's why like my messages are outside of XRP. I know a lot about XRP, but I was at a consciousness level ready. You know, I was ready. Opportunity to get in 2015.
Yeah.
And I said, I did what everyone else did. I said, what, that fake money? That came out of my mouth in 2015.
I think 100% correct. And I want to extend on what you're saying and go to what Dre is saying. It's like we can become like the utility of the stuff is like we can be our own bank, and we could be a bank to other people, right? Like we can be a community bank if we truly wanted to, right? Like if you understand the networks, then you can understand how to give out loans, how to do like, you know, stuff like that, give credit cards and do stuff like that. So that goes into the dynamic of what Zerker would keep saying, like it's not for the retail, right? Because if everyone knew that you can become your own bank, then they wouldn't be telling everybody, hey everybody, go buy ZERPs because you can become your own bank. But instead they're saying, hey, go buy Bitcoin, because they're not telling you that, hey, we'll let you keep your Bitcoin, but your Bitcoin will be pegged to XRP as a stable coin. And that will allow it to transfer in fast, and we'll get rid of all the problems with proof of work. You can still keep your Bitcoin though. It's never going to go away. You'll still be around, but we'll just make how it works safer and faster.
I would like to know who can tell me what chain that the first tokenization of debt went on, because nobody's been really talking about that.
Japan is doing all that right now.
But what blockchain did it go on? It had to be
XDC.
tokenized on the blockchain. Huh? XDC? Do we know that for certain?
Mm-hmm.
So do we see the volume come over the chain? Like that's a tremendous amount of volume.
But they have private ledgers, right? That's what me and Adam keep bringing up, is that they have private ledgers. And that's what the glitches are. Is like time to time they test the network and then it glitches, and then you see those freaking $290 million XRP or like $150 million XDC, and it's like, oh, what the hell? Well, that's it. That's them testing the private and public. I mean, that's a real thing. That's not a fake thing. That's a real thing.
We're gearing up for that. I mean, just maybe people talk about like a moonshot melt your face kind of moment. I mean, I still think that's highly possible just with the debt. Forget about, we're all so laser focused on market cap and how much inflow is going to come into the crypto space and the retail is going to FOMO in. We don't need any of that. I mean, if we just tokenize a debt on the chain, like I mean, yeah, it's a banker's coin. The banks are going to use this because it's cheap, quick transfer of money or debt at very cheap prices, fraction of a penny to transfer the debt onto the ledger. I mean, let's face it, million drops per XRP. I mean, this is very easily, it could save them so much money. Think about how much money is in debt, then tax that by the amount of money they pay in fees to transfer the debt back and forth to each other, times 100 times a day. This is going to save them trillions of dollars. This is where you could cut a lot of the debt off by just saving the fees. So this is something I've been really thinking about lately.
I think
so,
let's go even further. We can do more than cut fees. We can cut government.
Ooh. That too. Yeah.
Don't forget XLM 50 billion, 30 billion with Stellar development, 20 billion in circulation, and XLM has 1 million stroops.
And then the unbanked, let's just face that fact as well. Like, you know, they want to move money. They want to be able to send their money back to, you know, wherever, Mexico, Guatemala, all these, you know, non-industrialized countries. They have on-ramps and off-ramps for that, but nothing like they will eventually with, I mean, the technology we have right now to do a Zelle transaction and put that on every single phone all throughout the world. And we actually have that capability of doing it right now. That's how we're that close. We're there right now. So, I mean, literally this could happen at any moment, which is just getting me even more bullish when I see it.
And I'm going to go back to, go ahead, bro. I'm gonna go back to what you were saying too, how you said something is going to have to happen first. And, you know, news came out earlier, but I'll say about an hour ago, that the peso is like lost 54% of its value from Argentina. So I think it's going to take a collapse of everything, because in order to go to this new system where everybody's on board, everything has to happen at once.
Okay, check this out. Let me paint this picture for you.
Hold on. Buster's got a Anthony Smith quote. You want to talk about that?
Talk about it. I'll go after.
I left it up there. Anthony Smith, shout out to Dual Citizen and the show for the 50 XRP giveaway last week on Coffee Time. Yeah, Dual Citizen sponsored 250 XRP spins. So appreciate you, Dual, for doing that.
And Bagman says NPCs don't care either way. Paint the picture, nerdy. Go ahead.
Hold on. I'm responding to my fans.
It's a nerdy fan club. Let's go.
Check this out.
What do you got?
You have a digital wallet. This digital wallet is similar to your Zum wallet. With this wallet, you have all your credentials. You have your everything you own and everything in it. Along with this, you have a DAO. With this DAO, it allows you to vote on stuff. This DAO not only allows you to vote on things, but it eliminates government bodies and other bodies within not just federal government, but in your local government. This allows a more community approach to governing. Everyone has a say. Everyone knows what they're voting on. And we're not just voting on things as a packet. We're voting on things as bill to bill, separately, so we understand what the hell people are voting for. Imagine a world like that, where people are free to have a conference, have a discussion like we're having right today, have a council like we're having today, online, free, wherever they are, whether through the VR headset or whatever, but their wallet identifies as who they are as an authentic person and as a citizen. Doesn't that make a more inclusive world, a more inclusive country, an actual America, an actual republic, where everyone has a voice? Just saying.
It's called X.com. It's coming. Like they're gonna do just like WeChat did, but an Americanized version without all the additional, you know, propaganda they throw on with communism. And they're, you know, I mean, we're really socialistic now, essentially, if you really want to think about it, but we're not quite communist yet, and that's the difference that we'll have. I believe that. I believe Elon even alluded to that. Like he even boldly straight out said that he wants to do like half of the payments of the world on his platform. Like we're all been geared up for it. Like we're starting to see the introduction of the videos now. First it was just a tweet, you know, and now we got video. Now we got spaces. I mean, everything is all on one app, just like WeChat. It's so similar. And, you know, it's funny because he's been wanting to do this whole blockchain thing forever. I mean, he created X.com so many years ago. I mean, it just makes perfect sense that he's going to bring it on right at the ultimate time, you know, right when this whole potential situation happens and brings on the new financial system. It's already ready to go. We already got our ID on there, like you talked about. We're already KYCing basically on there. We can add payments. We've already added payments, most of us, because we're paying for the blue check. I don't have the blue check because I haven't gotten to that point where I want to put my information on there yet. But
I just want to respond to a comment real quick. Well, 11137B said it's a B system, more inclusive country. Bro, you know what a B system is? Taxation. Taxation is a B system. This Federal Reserve system is a B system. This is what's stealing our wealth, stealing our future, is stealing everything from us. If we want to call it something a B system, it's taxes.
Just look at the dollar bill, man. Look at all the symbolism, bro.
Yeah, that's a B system. That's what needs to get the hell out of here. We need to go back to God's money, which is gold, but in a digital way. How else do you expect to do that? Blockchain is the only answer. It's a tool. You can see a tool as something that's going to enslave you, or you can see a tool that's something that's going to empower you. It's all about perspective. People need to calm down with this gloomy black pill garbage. It's a brand new world that we're going to. People should be proud and happy. I believe we're going to have the whole damn planet's going to have a party after this. Cheer up.
Everybody's entitled to their opinion.
Australia's the test ground. We got digital ID mainstream across Australia 2024. We've had the bill introduced 30th of November.
Dalian says, love you guys. Shout out to LEET from Canberra. Did I say that right?
You sure did. Canberra is our
Thank you for the coffee. And Dre, thank you for the coffee, brother.
Our capital city. So I've gone yesterday and I've set up a digital ID. Might as well. I'm not going to wait for 2024. I'm always in the future.
Okay, on the digital ID aspect, everyone thinks that it's a bad thing. But how do you get people out of the country that don't belong here? Answer.
Digital ID is a good thing.
You guys have a solution?
What did they do before? Hold on. You asked the answer. What did they do before, Nerdy?
What, go search for people? Give people a court date and say, hey, come back in a month and show up to court, and then never show up? What are you talking about?
Right. That's exactly what they did, and that's what they're going to generally do. I mean, they're not going to be able to implement what you're talking about in everywhere in the anywhere in the world, really. I mean, to get everybody on board like that in a digital system is going to take a lot of time. That's why the 2030 agenda is really the timeline to have everything implemented. It's going to be a rollout phase.
No, it won't be a rollout phase because all you need to have is a event, just like 9/11. Has no one learned anything from 9/11? We lost freedom in 9/11. They took it away from us, and no one had nothing to say about it. It has happened.
Yeah, we're one black swan event away from communism for sure.
One cyber attack on something, and then boom, you have an excuse, and then all the acts that's already been freaking published are enacted.
I'm just saying, you're not going to be able to onboard everybody in the entire world overnight.
You don't have to. You don't have to ask them politely. You just force them to.
No, you can't. Well, my point is, like,
and you can't say that's not possible.
We're talking about modern society. Like, over in countries that have, like, no need for all this technology and everything else that we have, It's not going to affect them. The power could go out tomorrow, which they're used to. Go to a third world country. I think every one of you should go to a third world country.
Third world country today is more advanced than America. That's a fact.
Go to like Nicaragua, Costa Rica, or any of the really South American countries. My point is, they don't give a shit if the power goes out, the internet goes out. They live their life every day the same, and that's my point. It's not going to affect them. In order to get everybody on board, it's going to take some time. That's why I believe it's going to be a rollout. Yeah, overnight, flip the switch moment, we go to a digital system. Yes, definitely. But to get everybody on board where they're using the technology every single day, that's the only option that they have, so to speak. That's going to take some time.
Can I chime in real quick?
Go for it.
No, what I was going to say is Alan's right. X.com was around at the early days of PayPal, and PayPal bought them. So that's I wanted to establish that. The second thing is, how can Nerdy, and I'm not trying to pick at you, you say that there's third world countries that are more advanced than America. Can you explain that a little bit more? Because I've been to places that were not nearly as advanced as America is.
No, Alan said that it wasn't. Nerdy said that third world countries were more advanced. So Alan's point was not advanced. Nerdy's was
more. Yes, I brought Alan up because X.com original conception was around during the early days of PayPal. That's what I was just establishing a timeline with that. But as far as the third world country thing, I mean, some of the places I've been to, they were advanced, but not nearly as advanced as America. And I haven't been to certain corners of Africa or, not Argentina, but certain other places where they just didn't have the technology. So that I was just asking Nerdy to expound. That's all.
The rest of the world already has adopted QR codes for everything. Literally, they've adopted QR codes for everything. We are the last country that's so behind because of dumbass Gary Gensler and freaking Warren trying to take away our ledgers and trying to take away our decent wallets with their little sneaky little bit as bills. That we're in this dystopian freaking country that no one wants to. They don't want to They don't want to understand that's the open source community software that's for everybody, and they want to have control over it, that's not how it works. And it's like you have people that are trying to put laws in where it's like, hey, okay, we can let you get what you have, but we want all your coins, we want all your keys, we want all your backdoor. It's like, no, bro. It's like that you're beating the purpose of how this shit works, and that's the problem with this country. Well, while other countries are like, hey, you guys want to make this money? This is going to bring in money to the country. It's going to raise our GDP. Then fucking let's bring in these laws and let's go ahead and let's go forward with it. While we're over here just being freaking just power hungry.
You guys, to piggyback on
the QR code thing because we didn't jump on that technology when we should have. Go ahead,
Adam, you got the floor. Go ahead, bro.
What's up, guys? XRP family. So, just to piggyback, I've been listening.
Piggy it, bro. Back it up.
Yeah,
let's go.
That's it. Piggyback the bags. But if you guys look at other countries, go look at Saudi Arabia and what they're doing with the line. All these countries that are third world are going to hyperloop and jump right into Web3. If you look at Africa right now, like 75% of these rural back areas of like Kenya, the Congo, Nigeria, Liberia, they're already using mobile payments on their phones. So, the US is the only one that's stagnant right now. I know it looks different because we have cities, we have streets with electric, we have sewage, we have all these different things, but the whole world's going to be upgraded around the same time. So it's going to be this magnificent thing. And in correlation,
a whole new world, a new fantastic point of view. Sorry, go ahead, Alan.
Yeah.
Or Adam. Sorry. And then Foom was on deck. What's up, pimp? Go ahead.
Oh, what's going on?
Yeah, but
you guys
in the US are on board.
Let Adam go.
Let Adam finish and then go, guys. Go
ahead. Timing of everything. And this is why the Riddlers keep pointing to that Ripple cover of the wave of financials coming into the sector. Why did they do that? Because it was a pun, right? A pun on play of words and things of that nature. Everything right now for the financial system collapsing and the liquidity crisis is going to come from Japan. with the bond market. So once
Mm-hmm.
that bond market tanks, that's when we're going to see the liquidity crisis, which will be incongruent with WW3 and the 2025 rollout of this hysteria of COVID 2.0. So it's going to blindside everyone because people are going to be distracted of what's going on in the Middle East, what's going on, with this new infection, and no one's going to be seeing what's going on with the banking sector, except for the fact that they're not
Can
going to be
you
able to get their
explain
cash
what's
out.
going on with the bond market, bro? So people understand.
Yeah, please do.
So the bond market is like the basis; it's the foundation for lending and finance. So whenever anything is an issuance of debt, right? When Congress goes and meets and says, "Hey, listen, we need to print another like $35 billion," that debt is equivalent to bonds, right? So they make these bonds which hold the debt structure. And then what they do is they sell those bonds to tabletop funding. So that's where the whole thing that I was telling you about prior, like medium-term notes, that's the intermediary of the bond market or leveraged debt cycles. So then they'll shell that debt off to other financial institutions at a fraction of what its actual value is, because when the bond comes due, it's got to be paid with paper, but that paper is printed on the back of taxpayers. So that's why it's always guaranteed money. But now what we're having, and this is why the repo market and the reverse repo market's all messed up, is no one wants to hold cash because cash doesn't have any value. So that's why you see Basel III coming into effect, because everyone wants to pull their money into the commodity sector, which is going to prop up the whole financial institution. Silver,
Can you
gold.
explain Basel III for us, please? If you can. Sorry to do it.
No, it's not a problem. So if you guys go back historically and you look at Basel 1, there was a Basel 1, obviously, right? Because now we're on Basel 2. And that is incongruent with the M1 money supply. So Basel 1 was incongruent with the M1. Basel 2 is equal and congruent with M2 money supply. And as the issuance starts, it's based off of whatever valuation they give gold at that time frame. So we gave our index, right, of what the valuation or the you would say the fluctuation price of gold would be anywhere from $1,200 to $2,200, and that's why you never see the price go below that, and you never really see the price go above that, because they don't want anyone coming in and countering the market, right? And then they hold that valuation. The only way you're able to buy into the Basel market or the Basel pricing is if you have that gold on hand at the time of when the Basel meeting and commencement comes into play. So now what they've done is they've run the most amount of credit that they can and debt off of Basel II. So now Basel II is basically eradicated, because whatever the valuation of gold is, well, we've devalued it with the amount of printing, right? That's why Nixon took us off of the gold standard, because they could continue to increase the amount of printing now that we were off of the gold standard. So now Basel III is going to come into play, right? Along with
cheeky.
Sure. Yeah.
He said it was because of the speculators, and he was trying to protect America.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry, I had to be cheeky.
Keep
Sorry.
going, Adam.
It's
Keep going.
all good, Boomer.
You're explaining 1, 2, and 3 essentially.
Yeah.
So thank you. Keep
Exactly. So now we have Basel III coming out. So Basel III, they're all going to come together, and they already have the valuation of what gold's going
Talk
to be
about the
per ounce.
percentages too, because what it's they have to have like 10% more liquidity just to cover.
Yeah, so
Keep going.
the whole banking system's based off of fractional reserve lending, right?
Correct.
So it's always been the 10-to-1. So that's why you see a lot of these people like Trump and these other financial investors or these other financial institutions such as hedge funds. They'll start out their capital with 150 million, but then they get to that 1.5 billion because they do a 10-to-1 leverage, right? So cash on hand could be leveraged. The same thing with gold, you could leverage 10-to-1. Yeah. So now the Basel III system, which we're going into, which is going to also have another layer with the Web3 protocol, right? So it's going to be even higher fractional reserve lending. People don't understand that. We're not getting away from fractional reserve lending. They never will, because that's how they indebt people. And they need an indebting system to enslave the population. So Basel III, when they come together and they have this commencement of mines, the price is most likely going to be around $10,000 an ounce for gold. I've heard from $5,000 to $10,000 per ounce. Now, XRP is going to be basically the digitalized version of what the basis point is. So you would hold, let's say, so much gold if you're a central bank, but if you're a regional bank or you're a counter bank, instead of holding the physical gold, because there's not enough gold to go around for all the financial institutions, you're going to hold XRP as your leverage. So then you will use that for your utility of lending, for your fractional reserve lending. And that's why I tell people don't understand the banking sector. When you understand the complexity of what goes on behind the scenes, that's why to me, when I tell people, they're like, I'm going to sell my XRP, it's like, you're delusional, because at the end of the day, as the Basel III goes on in time, which will probably last 100 to 200 years, right? You're going to see XRP's price continually to rise until the end of the Basel III commencement, until we go into the M4 money supply and the Basel IV money supply. If we ever do, we might never, because now we're in a new realm of digitalized finance. So XRP could hit easily, $1 million, 2 million, 5 million actual coin. And that's why when David Schwartz explains the whole drop method, like, Uncle Buster talks about and everyone else talks about on the shows, you guys are absolutely correct, because people are going to be fighting for a 589 price for one drop. So that's where, you guys, and that's why I make that analogy that everyone that's holding these digitalized assets, people that are holding XRP, it's almost like a caveman holding plutonium and not knowing what the hell they have in their possession. Mm-hmm. It's like, you guys are going to be central banks. You're going to be able to sit down with these individuals that are of the elite aristocratic society and do leverage trading or just lending in general. So if you guys have questions, ask questions. I'm sorry, my brain is firing on all cylinders. So there's just so much to cover in such little time.
But Adam, you're crazy, Adam. You don't know what you're talking about. But
I just want to add on that it's supposed to be 7% interest rate for liquidity pools for Basel III.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's going to be 7% for the back end banking. It's not going to be 7% for retail investors. So that's why you see like BNY Mellon and you see Ernst & Young and all these other companies right now, they already have custodialship built within their companies. So I think for BNY Mellon, it's my one best friend's aunt actually is the head of the custodialship. She's the CEO for them. Her name's I think Sharon Butler is her name. And they're already rolled out. It's very quiet right now. So when you go there and you go to these financial institutions, and let's say you're holding a big bag of digital assets, you can negotiate with them what interest level you have, but you're never going to get to their rate as to what they're getting, because that's how they're going to make their money, is on the back end.
Adam, let's talk about the Medicaid.
That's another reason why they have problems with staking and stuff too, because they want to offer that.
Sorry.
XRP, so easy a caveman
Let's talk
can
about
do it.
the Medico partnership. Adam, do you have any insight on that? What do you think? Do you, as an XRP holder, knowing that so we have an Uphold partnership, we have a Medico, and for the life of me, I don't know why I cannot remember the third one. These all have some type of significance. And can you?
I mean, any corporation, okay. And if you're strategic and you're smart, you umbrella, right? It allows you to take the liability off of the main entity. So what they do is they have holdings in other companies that work in tandem with them. So Medico is just a custodialship for them to do interbanking. Because if it were all to be on Ripple, think about the liability. You're talking about quadrillions of dollars on Ripple and RippleNet. That's going to be under their control. Now they need to put that liability onto other companies that are within their umbrella, so that they're not taking the full liability of of everything. So when you see these fines with like JP Morgan, where they're paying 15 billion or 18 billion fines, right? That's why they started to buy up other companies and have other companies work in tandem with them that are shelling the responsibility and the liability. And what they do is they put an insurance policy that's a 10-to-1, just like a fractional reserve lending, with them. So when you see these things like JP Morgan's paying 15 billion, they're not paying shit. The insurance company that they have employed or work with them is paying the fine. So that's how the cookie crumbles. So that's why they acquired Medico, to shell off the liability, but still be able to have holdings so that they could then still do a Nostra Vostros for liquidity pools on the back end.
So this new Nostra Vostro, is it, okay, essentially, do you think potentially, I'm just hypothetically, not financial advice, that part of that escrow could potentially be given to them as a, I don't want to say incentive, but yes.
What do you mean, Alan, when you say that?
So I know we still have we have a liquidity crisis that we're going to be faced with. So my vision that I've seen is like the liquidity of XRP is going to come from the escrow. Like if all coins went to zero, or all the whole financial system literally went to zero, we did a complete reset. Really, the only true liquidity that I could see of any digital asset would be XRP. And I'm going to point out like this, because XRP has an escrow that they've saved that they could instantly have value, because it can move money faster than anything else. And the price of it and the partnerships, everything combined, is instant liquidity where nothing else can provide it.
Yeah, well, I'm going to say this. So what they're going to do, and mark my words, because this is how it works, they won't allow Ripple to hold more than 50% of liquidity, because then it would be considered a monopoly. So that's where you're going to see within these private equity pools, JP Morgan, BNY Mellon, and all these other companies come in and get their fraction of the XRP holdings. Okay, so
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and then the liquidity crisis will happen, and they'll be able to resolve it equally, so that each bank still is able to exist, because they don't want to lose their power structure. But they will be, essentially you're correct. So we're all part of that Nostra Vostros. Even the XRP that we hold, that's why the valuation is going to shoot up through in price. Obviously, our XRP that we hold won't be utilized for it unless we put it into some sort of financial lending structure or institution. But that's where the greatness of this comes. And this is why, like, I've talked to Fuma about this. This is why I want to sit down. But equally, all of us, we could pull our XRP and all these other ISO 222 compliant tokens, and we can become our own bank. We literally, amongst all of us, could be a Citibank. We could be a, Credit Suisse, and, overnight, and then start our own lending and finance. We could start lending and finance to these third world countries that don't have banking. We could start lending to other banks that need liquidity. There's so much that you could do. We could be a big part of the AMM market. There's just, the skies are the limit. You guys are going to be able to utilize your capital to work for you, to bring an ROI on your asset that you guys aren't even going to know what to do with the money, because, and I'll tell you this, like, every single very wealthy person, they never spend their principal. So you put that principal to work for you. And you guys literally are never going to have to work for the rest of your lives, and you're all the generations after you are never going to have to work. So,
well,
I hear you, brother.
I know I'm going to have to go and get a new Ripple for a Ripple.
It's funny you said that, but I'm glad you brought all that up, bro, because for sure, just off the interest alone, if you combined it, it's an amazing amount of money. You could literally, that's how the elite live. They live off the money they make off profit. They don't spend their wealth.
And you never have to cash out ever.
Never. It's never a taxable event at that point.
Alan, Adam, Nerdy, did anybody talk about tomorrow night?
No.
Because I noticed we're at 30 minutes after the hour, so I don't know what the deal is. I'm chilling, but I want to make sure people know about tomorrow night.
Roger that. So I am hosting Adam, Sean T, and Nerdy and I'm gonna do it on my channel on Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock. That's what Sean was alluding to, just to have another night for everybody to come on the chat, get in here, and get bullish. And
Well, I'm going to have to follow you, Alan, Father Alan.
Roger that. So I'll send all the Blue Crew a link. So I'll just end it at that.
And just so you know, I spoke with Sipe. Sipe said he would join as well.
Dude, awesome. I'm down for that. I am super down for that. So awesome.
And based on tonight's conversation, I would love to get more in depth with what Adam was saying about the stuff you were talking about in the last 5-7 minutes.
Yeah, you know.
What would you like to know?
Can you talk a little bit about, so I would like to know too, because you're blessing me, Adam, dude. We all bring so much knowledge. I freaking love it. So back to the Basel. We had the Basel 1, right? Because I'm so, it's blurry because it's been so many years. 2 and then 3. So can you just in a few minutes explain 1, 2, and 3? Could you do that, please?
Yeah, so I mean, go back. You could do your own research. You could see what the gold index was and the silver index was back when that was created. So you have M1 and Basel, M1, B1, right? Just put like on the left side M1 and the equivalent side B1. Then you have M2, and then you have an equivalent size P2. So M2 money supply, and that's structured off of the Basel II commencement, right? Bretton Woods is when that happened. So now you're going to have M3, which is the M3 money supply, and that's going to be equivalent to the Basel III commencement, whatever they decide to call it. It's going to maybe be Bretton Woods, 3.0 or whatever the case may be. And then now you're going to have a triangle. So that's where the triskelion comes in with Ripple, because now you have the Web3. So you think bottom left corner, you have M3, right bottom corner, you have B3, and then top in the middle, you have Web3, so W3. And then in the middle, you have gold and XRP. So that's where the triskelion comes into effect.
Nice.
It's the dancing corn.
You want to share my screen real quick?
In the middle.
Real quick.
What do you got? Share screen?
Yeah.
It looks like it's not on the right one. It's not on the right one, bro.
It is. Just share it. I gotta switch tabs. Bam.
There you go.
I intend to zoom in on the main axes of this new regulation and on the main changes Basel III will bring to banks. Let's start with the first part. Basel III, as the name already indicates, continues on from Basel II. Basel II was mainly focused on the level of capital. When lending money, banks engage in activities bearing some level of risk. For this, Basel II presupposes that some risks come with lending, and part of the capital has to be set aside to cover these risks. To illustrate this, we will take BNP Paribas Fortis as an example, using some round numbers to render the comparison somewhat easier. Let's use 200 billion of loans as the starting point. Basel II states that some risks are associated with those loans, and Basel III continues this reasoning. This risk is not equal to all of those loans. For this, the loans are weighted in order to arrive at the total amount of risk-weighted assets. Returning to the 200 billion of loans, some are weighted at 100%, some at 50% or less. In this instance, 200 billion of loans give us 100 billion of risk-weighted assets. Basel II told banks to set aside 2.5% on the risk-weighted assets, or 2.5 billion in this case. Basel III is using the same concepts, but imposes not 2.5%, but 7%, or even more, depending on the nature of the activities and the type of bank. This was the first axis, leading to a considerable increase in the required capital for banks. The second element Basel III adds relates to the size of the balance sheet. In last years, we have seen balance sheets of banks growing significantly. Basel III insists on limiting this and even stimulates banks to take initiatives to reduce them. The way to impose this is by putting a limit on the size of the activities a bank can develop compared to its own capital. For this, a leverage ratio has been developed. The third element added by Basel III, and probably the most important one, is liquidity. Liquidity is represented by this bucket. The bucket is not filled up with water, but it represents liquidity, so it contains euros and cents.
XRP.
What is liquidity to a bank? A bank receives deposits and grants loans. Every day, the bank disposes of a certain level of cash through its activity of collecting deposits and by providing cash to clients while granting loans. It's very likely the bank will not be in equilibrium at the end of the day. If it has more deposits than loans, it will deposit part of them with another bank. If it has granted more loans than it received deposits, it will go for a loan with another bank via the so-called interbanking market. Of course, it's key for a bank to have equilibrium between its loans and deposits for each period of time. To be sure such equilibrium will exist, Basel III has developed a specific regulation. Before zooming in on this, I will first explain the metaphor of the bucket used in this film. As we saw, the bucket fills up with euros and cents. So each time the bank receives a deposit, the bucket will fill up. Each time the bank grants a loan, some liquidity will leave the bucket. Why? Because the related cash will be with the corporate client, with the individual, or with the person who sold a good to this individual. Still, another aspect requires an explanation before we can tackle the regulation itself. The in- and outgoing cash flows are very typical to each bank. I can explain this as follows. A savings bank is specialized in the collection of deposits. Its bucket will fill up at high speed and can even have an overflow. At the other end of the spectrum, a merchant bank specialized in lending activities to large corporates will see its buckets emptied at high speed. It's mainly the speed of the bucket filling up and emptying that is typical for each bank. For this, Basel III imposes standardized stress tests on all banks. In fact, Basel III compels banks to have sufficient liquidity available during a period of 30 days of stressed conditions. In normal conditions, one can expect a loan to be reimbursed completely at its maturity date. This is not the case during the stress test window of 30 days. Then only 50% serves to reimburse the bank, and the bank has to inject the other 50% in the economy by granting new loans. So for loans at maturity, 50% leaves the bank again. Let's have a look at the treatment of deposits. The first category is deposits from individuals and from small and medium-sized companies. Basel III states they leave the bank at 5% or 10%. So during the 30-day stress period, 5 or 10% of those deposits will basically walk out the door. For deposits received from banks, the runoff percentage is at 100%, meaning they will leave completely before the end of the stress test. Of course, a third category exists, the one relating to deposits from corporates. Here, a very important notion is introduced by Basel III. 25% or 75% of the deposits of corporates will leave, depending on the existence or non-existence of an operational relationship between the bank and the corporate. In other words, if a bank has 10 billion corporate deposits and an operational relationship with these clients, 2.5 billion will be lost. Suppose no operational relationship exists. The bank might even lose 7.5 billion of these deposits. The result is a 5 billion difference in the stress test for Basel III. We'll come back on this Basel III tendency to guide banks towards more traditional activities. I've explained that at all times, enough liquidity has to be available to comply with the stress test. This will put pressure on the net results. Remember also that the required increase in the capital must be set aside. So we are dividing something becoming smaller by something becoming larger. This leads to a reduction in return on equity for banks. This is a very tangible Basel III impact on banks. The primary challenge to a bank is the managing of the equilibrium between loans and deposits. This is a fundamental daily challenge that will drive the banks. As I have explained, banks face a profitability challenge. Revenues from cross-selling will be welcome, and on top of this, cross-selling will be required to manage the equilibrium loans deposits. However, this cross-selling also leads to more operational intimacy, the kind of operational relationship we referred to earlier. So, while managing the balance between deposits and loans, cross-selling will also be key. The operational intimacy this will bring will help to retain the required liquidity levels for the stress test. So, this is very fundamental to the required calculations for Basel III, as well as for the continuity of the bank. This leads us to our statement that banks have to have complementary activities to the business of granting loans and collecting deposits. Cash management is a good example. Cash management is key in this context. Factoring is also a complementary activity. The former Fortis factoring entity has now returned to BNP Paribas Fortis to become part of the service offered to our clients. With what you have just seen, I hope I've provided you with an overview of what Basel III is all about, how it impacts banks and the shifts it will bring to the interaction with their clients. This means that banks will work on a closer relationship with their clients and put more emphasis on traditional banking activities. Thank you all for your attention.
Okay, so did you see how they said it was going to affect the banks a lot? This is the reason why banks are now transferring to becoming tech companies, like fintech companies.
Nerdy.
Because
Nerdy, you gotta text that video to me. I got some people I gotta send that to. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah,
That was a long video, but very informing.
Yeah,
That's-
but that's the reason why, like GBanks and all these other companies, that's why they're gonna survive longer, because it's like, for example, they have GB Pay and like regular people have liquidity into the bank. So it's no longer like a JP Morgan or a Chase that's gonna be in power. It's like it literally becomes decentralized.
Did I ever tell you
Millionaire,
guys why we call
Billionaire,
banks?
Mm.
Trillionaire, bitch.
Exactly. Exactly.
Thanks to,
What's that,
thanks
Adam?
to- thanks to-
Did I ever explain to you guys why banks were called banks?
Nope. Let's hear it.
So, everything that we're based off here in the United States is off of the maritime law, and it's all based off of Europe and Old England, right? So, Old England, which has a lot of Latin, converged within their text and their literature and their law. So, a bank, right? You got to look at a riverbank. So, a riverbank does what? Controls liquidity, right? With the ins and out of deposits and withdrawals. So that's why they call the bank a bank. It's not anything more.
First bank was in Italy, Banco.
Yes. Yeah, and it was by the Mercani family. The Mercani family were all executed by the Rothschild family.
I like Adam.
Yeah, that gets into that's like the War Castles, Sergeant Orton.
And that's why the Knights Templar was removed, because the Knights Templar were the ones that actually were like the first version of Nostra Vostros back then. They held all the gold holdings.
Right.
Yes.
So that's why the Knights Templar was taken out.
And the term bank, the term you have to docket, you have to approach the bench from that bidder. All those terms come from exactly what Adam said. Dude, we're gonna crush it tomorrow. Thank you, Uncle Buster. Thank you, Berserker, for setting all this up. Months in the making, years in the making, and now we're progressing to a whole nother point. Thank you.
Yeah, there's a lot of that stuff. Like,
Well,
Adam's
money
on
don't
fire.
fold, it's digital.
Hey,
Money
man.
don't fold as digital. We're going longer and longer and longer nowadays, guys. So we're at a hour 48. I don't know. You guys done?
Yep.
You want to call it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like how it started off from y'all bickering and arguing and shit to like super informative.
Yes,
I want to
sir.
drop something to end this.
But I dropped this link. Sergeant Horton explains the Maritime, how it's being ran all over the world. But I'd say any video I watched, that video impacted me the most out of anything I watched in the last 8 years. But it gets into the maritime law. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's important to understand maritime, because that's how everything's structured and tiered in
I was
every
in
single
the-
nation.
I was in the maritime ministry for like 10 years. I had to study maritime law to get my license. I have my 200-ton license, so I'm very familiar. So thank you for sharing that, bro. That was spot on, because that reminded me of a few things. So I didn't mean to interrupt you, Ellie. Go ahead.
This goes
I
all the
was
way
just
back.
saying, maritime law. Maritime law, is that why the United States of America's flag has got the gold embroiderment around it?
Well, there's different flags for everything. So if you look at the flag structures, right? You look at the eagles on the top, or the top of the flag. If you see a eagle down with the wings down, that means it's part of the central banking system. If the eagles are up, or I think out, that's presidential. And if it's up, it's postal. And then depending on the stripes and the stars also lets you know what that establishment is. If it's a courthouse, if it's a post office, if it is a parliament or UN, or if it is a financial institution as well.
Thanks for that, Adam.
I just want to add all that all this stuff goes back to the Knights of Templar, and they're the ones that funded the Nazis, and then here we are today. It actually goes way back, way back.
So the new version of the Knights of Templar are the Freemasons.
Yeah.
And then, but the Nazis were actually, the Nazi Party was funded by the Rothschild family. So if you want to get into deep on that, okay, the reason why the Rothschilds funded it was because you would never suspect them of doing it because they were Jewish, right? So why would Jews want to eradicate their own people? You also have to look at the European family. The King and Queen of England, they're actually Jews. They're not British. So they're all part of the Nazi Party. Even Henry Ford was part of the Nazi Party here and supplied the Germans with all the engines and transmissions for their tanks.
But that's also part of having built new land down at Middle East.
The reason I bring that up is because if you look at how Biden is funding all the wars today, it's because of that.
Oh yeah. No, you're absolutely right.
If like no one has connected the dots, but that's the reason why. It's that same family.
But nerdy, it goes a little bit deeper because. So what do we have now for eugenics and for DNA accumulation?
Kissinger,
right? So Kissinger's platform that he created, the piggyback of that, or the newest iteration, is 23andMe and Ancestry.com. Yeah. And they lured everyone into that because they dispersed every time there is a financial eradication and a new creation of the monetary system, they disperse people. So that's why they're allowing all these people from south of the border to come into the United States. So they disperse. Go ahead.
I didn't want to get too red pill. I don't want the channel to get messed up.
Yeah.
Just saying. Just saying.
Bro, we have people burning down our flag. I mean, come on now.
Little chunks at a time now.
It's fine. It's fine. Go ahead.
I'm just going to say, okay, so that's why, you have displacement of people. And what they do is they remove history. So then people that are displaced, and then you have interbreeding, right? They don't know what their background is. So they're going to easily want to know where they're from, right? And their history. Well, the first version of this eugenics that was implemented was during the Nazi regime. And the reason why they did it was because the Rothschilds were in what? Banking. Who were their competitors in the banking? Other Jews, right? And these other Jewish people were becoming very successful in the space. And they were taking up their market share of financial lending. So the only way to get rid of them was to find out their bloodline. So that's why they did the barcodes or the serial numbers on their arms, because they wanted to find out who the CEOs are, who the vice presidents were, all the family members that were tied to that bank through the concentration camps. And that's how they eradicated them in the gas chambers.
Yeah.
So that's why it was all created. And that's how they got rid of their competition. And then the remaining Jews, they placed in Israel that they bought off the Turks, right? Yeah. Which it is Palestine originally. And this is why you have this complex war going on right now. Yeah. But when they placed them over in Israel,
hold up. I got to come against that because I got to be, I got to speak truth. So that's not actually factual, Adam, because God promised all of the land to Israel from the beginning.
Yeah, but they do that.
Truth. So you say that. Hold up, wait a minute. You said that it was originally Palestinian.
That was originally Palestine. It's always been Palestine if you go back historically and you look at it. And this is why the Palestinian people are upset. You go back thousands of years.
But that would be okay. That would go against what the Bible says against all the land.
The Bible's been reiterated several times.
Sea of the Galilee.
Rewritten so many times.
Sea of Galilee.
King James changed everything, bro.
You had and the Mercani family that was in with the Roman Vatican at the time. They changed the Bible as well, and that's where Maloney was talking about prior, and he was absolutely correct.
Exactly. And another family that people don't talk about is the Ashton family. The Ashton family was one of the first trusts of America.
Yes, you're right.
First trust.
Yeah, that was the first American trust, and that's the main trust. If you go like beyond the Rothschilds and all that, that's the higher up.
What about Pesos?
Yeah.
Quick question. Quick question. We that own XRP, are we going to be barcoded?
Well, you're going to have a digital ID, right? So everyone's going to be barcoded. You're just going to be barcoded digitally until it comes to the point where people are going to take RFID chips in their hand.
Right. Correct. And that's already been implemented. I mean, ultimately, I'll be honest with you guys. I'll be straight up honest with you, because XRP more than likely is going to be that system, the one world system. I've known that from the beginning. However, I knew that what the enemy meant for evil, that God meant would be for good, because ultimately it's, what you believe, right?
A system isn't evil, it's the people who create the system, so it can go either way.
Being ahead of the game, having no regulations, owning an asset that really isn't an asset at this point in time, is being early enough and being put in that position. That's kind of how I see things, and we're just blessed, in my opinion, to be a part of this system early enough to where we don't have all this craziness going on like China and the implementation of a system that is completely controlled. So we're ahead of the game where we don't have to be a part of that system, but eventually everybody more than likely will. So we're just very fortunate to be in this time in this place.
I just want to add something back on the whole Israel thing, is that the whole big thing behind that is that the Jewish, so for the Christian people, taxes is like evil. You're not supposed to have taxes. So the Jewish people came in and taxed them, and then they kept getting kicked out. So that was that whole ordeal, and we still have taxes today. Like, it's illegal. We're not supposed to have taxes. It's like it's enslavement.
Flip the tables, nerdy. Flip them fucking tables, bro.
Yeah, we need to fucking, you know what I mean? Like taxes is enslavement, bro.
He did say that's always Caesar been what is owed to Caesar, though.
And that's always been the issue in the Middle East, nerdy, too, because the Middle East and the Quran, they don't believe in taxation.
Taxation is evil, and this is like they tricked us. Like, for example, you have Canada and you have like Europe and stuff, and like they praise for more taxes. What you're really praising for is more enslavement.
That's why there's no tax in Dubai.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, what is tax? It's taking away your buying power. It's taking away your wealth, right? That's why blockchain fixes all of this stuff. That's why we're here.
No, and it's funny, nerdy, because like you're right. That's property taxes, right? We're being taxed on property that we don't even own because the title department is giving you deeds to property that's not even part of the original Constitution of the United States.
Exactly.
We're paying taxes on a car that I literally paid taxes on a car twice just to change lien holders. It's ridiculous.
Virginia's even worse, Alan.
No sense.
Dave, you pay taxes on your vehicle every year.
Yeah, but imagine
you
paying
gotta get registration
your state sales tax twice on a vehicle that you just own it one time, but you pay tax on it twice. Just change lien holders. It makes no sense why they do that, or legal sense at that point.
A boat you pay 1% a year.
But that's why if you look at all these people that are wealthy, look at Elon Musk. What did he do? He got rid of all of his physical properties, right? And now he's renting. And why is that? Because he realizes the most valuable thing going forward are digitalized assets. Real estate, there's only so much land, but the digitalized asset, you don't have a debt structure on it. The land, you always have debt. You have liability. Someone could slip and fall on your property and now they could sue you. You have, if you have a building, you have operational costs, you have wear and tear. So if you hold XRP and it's infinitely going to go up, shit, man, why not just rent?
Yeah.
I agree.
And this is
totally.
This is what all the debt clock pictures that you guys are seeing and all that stuff. You see the $10 bill that's in gold with the X's on it. That's what it's about. It's about going back to God's money. It's about going back to gold and silver. It's about going back to actual liquid money, something that empowers the people, something that allows you to live. Because if you look about how like ancient Christians used to live, or ancient people used to live in general, right? Vedic people or Christian people, whatever. The reason why they were so intellectual and the reason why the sculptures and everything looks so beautiful is because they were astronomers, they were philosophers, they were very, very intellectual people. They were in touch with their spiritual self. They're also in touch with nature and people, and they were very political. And this is why people say, oh, they were the old civilization. They were dumb as a rock. No, they actually were a lot smarter than we are today. The whole thing that kept us dumb and enslaved is taxes. And that's what this whole boost in society in this whole golden age and 1,000 years of all this prosperity and stuff, that's what it is about, right? When it really comes down to it, it's about money. It's about wealth. If you have wealth and you have energy independence and you have these things, it empowers the society and people to do more things, to create, to innovate, to think, to become a smarter, better, healthier society. When you're more intellectual, you have less violence because you realize that it's stupid to fight, right? So when you have these things, you actually have a high vibration and people go into a better age and a whole better vibe, right? So that's what this whole timeline and Medela and all this stuff, that's what all that is about. It's about literally getting rid of that beast tax system that we're once on, that fake debt money, and empowering people with real gold and digitized in a way that empowers people. And we make better things. We have a better life. That's why I'm not like, people need to get rid of this black pill bullshit. Like, this stuff is here to empower us. This stuff is here to free us from governments. DAOs allows us to get rid of governments, literally. Are we ready for notes or what?
Yeah, let's do some notes, man. We're
for
hour
notes.
overtime.
Get on with it.
Dual Citizen even hit it up. You guys are still here?
Yeah, I know.
Dual Citizen's back.
2
This dude
hours
already
in
went
on
to dinner.
51.
He's like, what?
Yeah.
The cool thing
Sounds
is that,
going hard tonight.
the cool thing is that red pill's always been a part of it. And so even though we go red pill, for those guys watching that aren't very red pilled or don't agree, it's okay. It's about exchanging ideas to kind of get the basic picture of what's going on. So that's why we do this. I love you guys. Thank you.
And
Harry,
we're in overtime.
Hold on.
We're in overtime. We have lots of energy. That doesn't mean we're on meth.
That's right.
And
Alan, you got something?
Some of us
Alan?
eat good. Yeah, just, everybody here, we're seeing a lot of FUD right now. To me, it's bullish. It confirms everything we've been talking about. It really solidifies that we need a new system because it's broken. It's breaking right in front of us. Yeah, it's probably going to take a little bit more time. Just hang in there. That's what we're here for. We come on these streams. We do this because we're just like an AA meeting, essentially. We're all spilling our guts on how we feel and what we're thinking, and we're a collective. We share knowledge. We really care about each other, or we wouldn't be here putting in the time and the energy, really. And I thank every one of you in the chat that is. I see your comments. I try to read while I can. And you're all a part of this as well. And I really appreciate everybody being here. And I mean it from the bottom of my heart. And I really wish that you guys would just focus on what's really important, because that's, at the end of the day, it's all that really matters. Taking care of yourself first and your family. And I wish everybody a good night and Merry Christmas for those that don't see the next chat. Have a good night.
Hold on. I just want to say one last thing real quick. One last thing. All right. So the Riddlers always were talking about JB, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And everyone was like, oh, it's the death of Joe Biden, right? Or it's, who was that guy the singer that passed away? He passed away, Margaritaville. What the heck was his name?
Oh, Jimmy Buffett.
Oh,
Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah, Jimmy Buffett.
JB is the Japanese bond market.
Japanese.
So,
was right.
Yeah. So when you guys see JB, that whole thing, they got it right. It's the Japanese bond market. So just keep your eyes on the Japanese bond market. All right.
And right. To add to that, to end where it began is in Japan, because it all began in Japan. In
According to the Riddlers, yes.
It did. Yes, it did.
And you got the You got the sun symbol hitting a domino. It's the first domino.
Don't trip by the dip.
And
Nerding
then when
with
we'll all
Gotta
have
look
our
at
own
minutes.
Casino Royale. That's it.
All right, you guys ready? You guys ready for this? All right, hold on. Let's go.
We ready. Let's go.
All right, here we go. Chris is a whale. Swap it like it's hot. Different strokes for different folks. Respect the penguin. Private ledger is real. Liquidity. Nothing is more important than safe move.
Later, glitches.
We love you guys. We appreciate you coming on one more time in this shit show we call reality. It's going to get better, guys. Keep your heads up. Remember, our money don't fold. It's digital.
It's your boy, Crypto Tales, and we out here in Hollywood about to ask people about crypto if they heard of it. Let them know this is Crypto Combos.
Have you ever heard of crypto?
Of course.
Oh yeah, so Spider-Man is on game. So what you know about crypto? You heard of it?
Yeah, I know a little bit about it. I got some friends that are involved in crypto as well.
Back it up on them rain dancers. Opportunity calling, they ain't answer. When it blow up, I'ma go Casper. Yeah, I got it for the low, now you thereafter. Portfolio making hella dough. You already know, I'm not your typical. Getting crypto, you know what to do with it. All these profits, I'ma act a fool with it. Gotta get in before it's too late. It's not to get rich quick, man, you gotta wait. While we innovate, they manipulate. Time to demonstrate how to make the cake. Get them ICOs before release date. Yeah, you know, regulation on the way. We don't know the date, we just know our fate. Got no time to waste, waiting on that retrace. When the crypto blow, I be counting dough. My money don't fold, cause it's digital. Gotta get your cryptos critical. Fiat is a joke, you be still broke. New hidden gems had a heat stroke. It's crypto for life, they don't even know. Where we about to go, man, we about to blow. Hey, just pack bags and enjoy the show. Gotta stuff them bags if you buy in the dip. I'll admit I need a crypto scholarship. All I do is HODL, all you do is FOMO. Hope you get the picture, not talking photos. Making money moves, what I tell them. All they really wanna do is sell them. You know I'm coming with that big bag energy. Crypto Tales, I'm the one who they pretend to be. Hope you're making sure that your bag is secure. You suffering from brokenness and I know the cure. I can take you from hopeless to entrepreneur. Picking up some more, watching wallets mature, yeah. Spending XRP with the low fees. Chilling on the island, keep it low key. This ain't investment advice and it's all free. I can help you live that life you supposed to be. When the crypto blow, I be counting dough. My money don't fold cause it's digital. Gotta get your cryptos critical. Fiat is a joke, you be still broke. New hidden gems had a heat stroke. It's crypto for life, they don't even know. Where we about to go, man, we about to blow. Just pack your bags and enjoy the show. My money don't fold cause it's digital. Fiat is a joke, you be still broke.
Show the camera, he don't need.
If I ever had a chance to be a friend to somebody, because you don't need 20 friends, you just need 3 motherfuckers and you can take over a country. Okay, that's what we're confused as Americans. We think we need all these motherfuckers. You give me 3 bad motherfuckers and you're finished. You understand me? You're fucking finished because we got each other.